here because when you want to hire a pro to work on your home, who are you going to call? Jackie has the answer for us.
I do.
There are a few options out there, and there are a few different ways you can go. Why don't we start with this dramatic before and after?
Absolutely.
Shall we start with that? Because this is
Absolutely.
going to show you why you might want to consider a designer.
How do you get from that?
Look at this. This is the before to that. That is like a stunning, dramatic transformation.
And renovations are like that, for sure.
Yes.
So I wanted to sort of demystify the professionals that you would use for doing something as extensive as a renovation like that, or something as simple as just a little, let's just freshen up the space.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
so you're going to gut the house, do some sort of addition, add a story, add something behind, you're going to need an architect.
Yes.
So any professional that I'm talking about now is someone that has gone through a program, finished the program from a recognized school.
Okay.
All right, so it's really important that you know their cred factor.
Yes.
Okay, so you start with an architect. What does an architect do? They create your dream. They will put it into fruition on paper, usually in a concept. They'll say, you know, you're thinking, we want to do this, we want to do that, great. They put that into paper, and then you move it around and you shift it around, but you generally know the rough layout of where everything's going to go.
Okay.
Now, within an architectural firm, they may have a design professional, an interior designer, a designer that works with them. This person understands construction codes and can work through all of the drawings, but basically you can use them, or, and this is where it gets really personal, you might find your own design professional.
Yes.
And how do you find that design professional? Well, you might be having dinner at a friend's house who's showing off her beautiful new reno, and you say, who did you use? Word of mouth.
Referrals, huge.
Absolutely, very, very important. You might also, because of social media, because of television shows, because of magazines, find a designer whose work you particularly like.
Yeah.
So then you go to their website or phone them, and you find out from them sort of what their fee schedule is. What do they offer? Because they've kind of been pre-qualified because you like what they do.
Right.
All right?
Right.
So you can then work, as I said, with the architectural firm's designer, or get your own. Now, everyone bills differently, and the designer fees are separate to an architect's fees.
Right.
Because they're very separate, because those are very layered drawings that you ultimately get. So the designers themselves work very, very hard, and what they do is they bill differently. So everyone is different. They might start with a consultation so that you get to know each other.
Right.
It's really important. What if you don't really like them in person?
Yeah.
Hard to believe, but but what if the synergy isn't there?
Right.
So that's really important. Don't be afraid to ask for references. Really, really important.
Yes.
And they should readily give them to you. Be wary of someone who doesn't put a contract in front of you and really itemize all of the things that they're going to deliver.
Especially that budget, right?
And lastly, monitor your budget. Don't just assume that everybody is, but there's extras. You find a tap that's $4,000 as opposed to the $400 that you originally budgeted.
Yes.
So you need to keep a really, really strict track of your own budget while this project is going, as well as asking for regular updates.
Okay.
Now back to how do they bill? Well, a designer will actually do a consultation, usually in-home. They can also bill, it's sort of called lump sum, and what that means is that they'll look at the whole job and then they price it and say, this is everything, there will be no surprises, or they will bill hourly. But remember, you don't always need an architect. You can go strictly to a decorator when you're just doing beautiful new furniture and colors. And lastly, you can do a designer if you just want to redo your kitchen, who will then bring a contractor and his own team to make sure everything is to code.
Okay. And then if you have bags and bags of money, just hire them all.
I'm telling you.
Just going to get an architect and a designer and a decorator and a contractor and all come to my house.
Bring them all in.
Yes. Thank you for that really good information.